to the next episode of Chamber Live. I'm your host. I'm Abby Randall, Executive Director of your Bemidji Area Chamber of Commerce, and we are excited to have you with us today. Our new series is called Small Business, Big Dreams, where we interview all different types, walks of lives of entrepreneurs and small business in the Bemidji area. So to kick this off, our next guest is Liz Letson from Vista Ranch and Wellness Center. Let's bring her on. Welcome, Liz.
Thank you, Abby. It's great to be here.
Thank you for being here. It's wonderful to see you. So let's just get started real quick. Why don't you tell us about yourself and tell us about your business?
Okay. All right. Well, I am from Bemidji originally. Went to high school here, graduated from college here, moved away, did some different things, ended up coming back and getting married and raising a couple of sons here. And, in my childhood, I was always that kid that loved animals. I mean, I was very fortunate to have horses. We had sheep, we had cats and dogs, and I was the kid that would bring a guinea pig or a rabbit home, and my poor parents, they'd put up with all this stuff. So anyway, I was always that kid who was outside with the animals and loving nature and riding horses, and it was a pretty good setup. Well, something it was like in my DNA to eventually meld those two passions. One of them is helping other people, and also I had a passion for spending time on the back of a horse, or in the presence of horses and animals. So in about 2009, I basically had a calling to do this kind of work, and a series of things just started to line up, and I was able to eventually go back to school and get my master's degree in counseling psychology. I started Vista Ranch and Wellness Center in 2010, not really knowing exactly what was going to happen or whatever. And now 13 years later, still going pretty strong. The COVID period was hard on everybody, right?
Right.
But and now we're shifting more from like working with a lot of individuals to doing more corporate work and working with organizations and doing like resilience retreats and workshops to help people work through things like compassion fatigue and burnout. And so that's kind of in a nutshell what's going on. We did more, like individual psychotherapy that involves equine-assisted interventions and animal-assisted interventions. And now it's moving more into coaching. And so we're kind of broadening that umbrella a little bit.
Wonderful. Fabulous. So I'm dying to know, and I'm sure that the viewers that are watching this are dying to know, what does an average day look like at Eagle Vista Ranch?
This morning was kind of an easy day. We're about 9 miles north of Bemidji, right off of County Road 15, on the south side of Little Turtle Lake. So that's where my business is. My office is in my barn, basically. And then actually my office is really outside in the pasture and where the horses are. And so, it looks like going and doing chores here. Now I have some horses at another location with some property that we purchased, and we have a pasture there. And so I went from here to there to go and take care of those horses, back to here to lead a group of Boys and Girls Club youth through some different exercises. And so, it's variety. So then we come back here today. You can be right in there with me.
Okay.
I see my husband just got
That's okay. Hi.
And Moose, the dog, is here. Anyway, so every session is different. When we are when the animals are part of it, it's like you never know what's going to come up and what presents itself. So we just had 4 youth today from the Boys and Girls Club and 1 staff member. And all of these kids had been out here before. So they were building relationships with right now I've got a miniature donkey who's brand new to the team, little Tilly, a miniature horse, and then 3 big horses. And so these kids just went right into like, kind of like taking the energy level down a little bit and just calm. It was a very calm energy. And so we basically checked in about what went on in that last session and if anybody else had anything to share. And then we went out to spend time with the animals. And it was so neat. And it's so hard to explain this work because it is more on an emotional level and like a heart-based level than cognitive. It's really about getting out of your head and into your body and into your heart and soul, and making connections with the animals, and metaphors seem to come up through the interaction with the animals. And so every session is different. It was really cool. So 2 hours with these youth. They didn't even want to go inside again for a break or anything. It was just cool.
There's
So-
something so therapeutic about animals because
Mhm.
they show unconditional love. There's no judgment passed. So I imagine that it's an amazing experience. Can you kind of share that when your clients are, going through the session and what their feelings are typically afterwards when the session is over? Are they feeling relaxed, or kind of walk us
Yeah.
through that?
Yeah, I remember this is probably about 8 years ago. That the first story that comes to mind is one of our clients came with a group called the Hope House, and we would see them maybe once or twice a month, and they come out and do some group work. And one of those clients said, "Coming out here is like a year's worth of medication," you know. And I mean, she was serious. I
I
mean,
imagine, yeah.
I mean. But yeah, and we have so many stories of just the moments where I, as a mental health professional and as a real person with a lot of empathy, I feel what other people feel, and so I can sort of read body language and just see their affect and their mood change like in the moment.
Fabulous.
And
That's
so
amazing.
it's really hard to explain. I do want to say that we have tried to figure this out. What is it about horses and equine assisted interventions that helps make a difference? And one of my colleagues from Bemidji State University, Dr. Angie Fournier, is a psychology professor there. She and I created a tool called the Human Animal Interaction Scale. And you can look it up online. And it's for people that do work with humans and animals, obviously. And it's a way to measure and put some numbers to what is actually going on in the sessions. And so we use that tool to kind of validate what is going on. And so we've been real fortunate to write quite a few journal articles in mental health journals and do presentations across the country and then also abroad. We've been over to Australia and we were in Scotland earlier this year presenting on some of the data that we've collected. So, it's fun. It's exciting. Yep.
Very good. Well, we'll be sure to share the scale out. So before we move on to my next question, I have to know, what are the names of all the horses that you use in your therapy?
Sure. Okay. So we have Peaches. She's a 25-year-old mare, paint mare. Her daughter Pumpkin is 20. We have an off-the-track thoroughbred horse named Superman.
Superman.
Yep. And we have Buckwheat. He's a little miniature horse. We have Cleopatra, a miniature donkey. Tilly, a miniature donkey. Anders and Becca. And those two are brother and sister team of Norwegian fjord horses. So a variety of sizes and colors and ages. And we have a lot of diversity. Let's put it that way.
Amazing. And so what is some advice that you could give to future clients, somebody who's thinking about equine therapy or reaching out to Eagle Vista Ranch and Wellness Center, what should they do?
Yeah. Okay. So there's two things that come to mind. If you want to learn more about equine assisted work in general, there are two organizations that I'll point to. One of them is more in the coaching area, and the acronym is E3A. That organization, I'm actually a board member of it. And so that is more for if you're looking for coaching, which is more looking at what's going on right now and looking forward. But if you're looking for therapy and information about that, I would suggest checking into EGALA. And it's Equine Assisted Growth and Learning Association. So it's EAGALA.org. Also, you could go to my website, eaglevistaranch.com, and I have all kinds of resources on there that will guide you and give you more information about this work. But it's very powerful, it's experiential, and my latest thing that I'm interested in sort of plugging is um, I'm building a resilience program that includes like doing retreats for people that are other helpers. So people in the helping professions, educators, people in the medical profession, people in mental health, law enforcement. I mean, we've done a lot of workshops and things like that with different organizations over the last, 10, 12 years. And I'm leaning a little bit more that way because I see the burnout, I see the compassion fatigue, and it's like we can help more people more effectively by doing group work. So that's kind of a pitch, I guess. So if people are going, oh my gosh, my team is burnt out, or we're losing people, people are quitting, or people are really struggling. Those are the people that I think we can really make an impact on as well.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I think post-COVID, all of our business professionals and our community in general, we're fighting to come back, but the psychological effects of COVID, I think are something that a lot of people don't realize and we don't talk about enough. So thank you so much for the work you do. One last question before we remind our viewers where to find you is you're an engaged chamber member. You're a highly engaged person in our community. Tell us what you enjoy being a part of the Bemidji community and with your work with other businesses.
Yeah, well, I've known about the chamber and been a part of it for a while in various ways. And it's just, I don't know. And maybe it's because I'm from here too. I just feel like it's a natural thing to be part of the chamber. And it's also, you guys have so many great events that you offer and just so many different services. And so I've even used, you've seen me down at Launchpad where I'll go down and rent an office for a month just to have another space to go and do my stuff. Because working out of my home and out of my barn, I need to get out of here sometimes. Otherwise, you just never get a break from your work. So
you have some pretty amazing coworkers though. You have Peaches and Superman and Buckwheat and Cleopatra and all their names, Tilly, Anders, and Becca. I highly encourage. I know that I need to meet them, so I'm excited to come on out and meet all your horses and really see the full effect of how therapy can happen outside of just an office setting. With so much we think about, laying on the couch and telling our therapist things that we're dealing with, but I see the true value in incorporating just that connection with animals too. So I thank you for being here with us today. Any last thoughts to the viewers out there on any advice to share about coming to visit you at Eagle Vista Ranch?
I just want to normalize how difficult life can be. Okay. And I think that sometimes it's so easy to just kind of want to jump ship or kind of like just walk away from certain things and, don't give up. Right. And like one of our kids last week had written on the form after one of the sessions from the Boys and Girls Club. I think she said, buckwheat taught me, or she calls buckwheat marshmallow.
Oh,
Marshmallow taught me to never give up, you
oh,
know. And so I think that's it. We just can't, we can't give up on each other. We need to um, support ourselves first of all. Do the self care. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first before putting it on others. Okay, and then keep moving forward and aligning yourself with the right partnerships, and which you can find through the Chamber of Commerce
yeah.
fairly easily, you
Yeah.
know. So, yeah,
Love it.
it's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for being an awesome support to me and to the chamber and to our entire membership. It was so fun to get to know Eagle Vista Ranch better. I'm going to put that website up just one last time. So contact Liz and the team at Eagle Vista Ranch and Wellness Center and get in touch with her for this awesome form of therapy. Thanks for being with us today, Liz.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a great time visiting with Liz and learning all about her business. So please stay tuned for the next episode of Live with the Chamber, where we're going to bring you more of our local entrepreneurs and local businesses so that you can keep making new connections and keep learning more every day. So enjoy your day in the beautiful Northland, and we'll see you next time.